Today, 2 people are recovering after being shot inside a Spokane hotel. And right now, a search is underway for a third person connected to that case. 1 month after rescinding a mask mandate in North Idaho, it may be back on the table. Coming up, more on the meeting today and who it could apply to.
And we are looking at a couple of breaks in the clouds as we get into the afternoon. Expect a little bit more sunshine, but it comes with a little bit of wind as well.
And 'tis the season of giving. Up ahead, how you can help feed 11,000 families this Thanksgiving. Thanks so much for being with us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Jen York. We'll be checking in with Laura Papetti here in just a few minutes. But first, we do want to get a look outside. Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo is joining us now from the Outdoor Weather Center. Hi, Jeremy.
Hello, Jen, and good afternoon, everybody watching from back at home. It is a little bit breezy out here, and that little breeze kind of scooting through is what's helping to clear us out and dry us out as we move through the next couple of days. You can see a couple breaks in the clouds downtown as we push through the noon o'clock hour, and that's a bit of good news, but temperatures trending a little bit cooler. We are down in the low 40s across much of the region. You get up to 53 there in Moses Lake, so there is somewhat mild conditions. This is about where we should be this time of year, but it does come with a bit of wind, so it does feel a little bit cooler out there if you are in the wind. I was out of the wind just a minute ago. I went, hey, it's kind of nice. I stepped into the wind and I went, whew, it's a little bit chillier than I had anticipated. But as that wind kicks up, it is kind of pushing out some of that moisture, and it's also helping to get rid of some of our cloud cover. So expect that to be the case as we scoot through the second half of the day. You'll catch a little more sunshine across much of the inland northwest. Tomorrow looks to be a mix of clouds and sun, so here comes some much drier weather. We're getting rid of that gloom. It's just taking a bit. This afternoon, we're looking at temps hanging out in the mid 40s. Overnight, with those clearing skies, we're falling down into the mid to low 30s here in town. And that sets the stage for the next couple of days. And Jen, I'll walk you through that coming up in the full forecast.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Jeremy. Well, we are learning new information here at noon about a shooting at a Spokane hotel wounding 2 men. Spokane police say it started just before midnight at the Centennial Hotel. Investigators say the 2 victims met an unidentified man in a 10th floor hotel room. They say there was some sort of altercation which led to the shooting. Now, police later found the victims leaving the hotel and took them to the hospital. At last check, they were in stable condition. Investigators also later found a weapon on the hotel grounds. They say it appears it was thrown from a 10th floor window and then bounced off a car. Right now, police have not located the unidentified man, but they say anyone with information on this case is urged to call Crime Check. New at noon in North Idaho today, the Panhandle Health District is once again considering a mask mandate. Now, right now, masks are only required in Coeur d'Alene and on city property in Post Falls. Now, the same board that voted to rescind the mask requirement is now taking up that issue potentially again this afternoon. So this comes amid a new surge in coronavirus cases. In the latest numbers out yesterday, leaders reported 201 new cases and 2 new deaths across 5 counties. Now, the board meeting is set to begin at 12:30, so in about 30 minutes or so. We'll be tracking those updates later today on KREM 2 News and on KREM.com. Coming up now, 12:04. The Spokane School District is preparing now in case we do experience a spike in COVID-19 cases after Thanksgiving. Nicole Hernandez spoke with district leaders. They tell us how they plan to handle the remainder of this quarter.
Yeah, so Spokane Public School District is planning on giving their next wave of students to in-person classes coming up on November 30th. Now, that is just a few days after the Thanksgiving holiday. Health experts said that they are concerned about a potential spike in COVID-19 because of the potential gatherings that people will have. But our Mark Hanrahan was able to speak with the Spokane Public School District, and they said that they're confident in their procedures to keep both their staff and students safe even after the holidays.
Looking at the transmission rates within school, and also the requirement that all of our parents for their kids attest that the kids are well and not sick, we're feeling pretty confident that that will be safe for our students to come back after Thanksgiving break.
Mark Anderson said nurses in the district are working long days contact tracing for the schools, and parents, of course, will still have to do those daily symptom checks on their children. Only one person has actually gotten COVID-19 from within a Spokane public school, though. We know that that one case was from a kindergarten class. There are other staff and students out of school for symptoms of COVID-19 or from exposure to the virus, but that came from contact outside of the school. Now, other schools in our region are having some staffing issues because of that, but Spokane Public Schools specifically says they have plenty of substitute teachers at this point. Now, the district is planning on sending out a letter to parents asking them to gather safely over the holidays, but other than that, they say they're confident in their procedures and they are not planning on changing anything throughout the holiday season. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Nicole, thank you. Well, today, President-elect Joe Biden is meeting with a bipartisan group of governors. It comes as coronavirus cases surge in nearly every state. Now, he's meeting virtually with 5 Republicans and 4 Democrats on the National Governors Association Leadership Committee. He is urging more action to fight the spread of COVID-19.
Calling on all the leaders in the states to have mandatory masking, testing, tracing, social distancing.
Yesterday, the president-elect stepped up his calls for the Trump administration as well to allow the formal transition process to begin. He says the delay could hurt his administration's ability to fight the pandemic. Meanwhile, President Trump is still fighting election results in court. However, in Georgia, the Secretary of State says the audit of votes has shown no evidence of widespread fraud.
The recount being done in Georgia will tell us nothing, because these fraudulent ballots will just be counted again because they wouldn't supply the signatures to match.
The Trump campaign is also seeking a recount in 2 Wisconsin counties won by Joe Biden. And in Pennsylvania, the president's legal team revised a lawsuit challenging 1.5 million mail-in and absentee votes. Well, new at noon, former Washington State University guard Klay Thompson is out of the upcoming NBA season. CBS Sports reports the now Warriors star tore his right Achilles. Ouch. Yeah, he suffered the injury yesterday in an off-season workout. He also tore his ACL in June of 2019. He spent all of last season recovering. CBS Sports reports he was set to play his first game in 18 months next month. But again, he's now out for the upcoming season.